Usually, when we talk about a business hiring a new team member or, scaling up operations, there are just these universal biological constraints we sort of naturally accept.
Right, yeah. Like, you hire someone absolutely brilliant, but they still need to sleep.
Exactly. They take sick days, they take weeks to onboard and get up to speed.
And there's just that unavoidable human variability, right? The strategic thinking you get from an employee on a sharp Tuesday morning,
Oh, yeah.
it is rarely the exact same quality as the work you get from them at, say, 4:15 p.m. on a sluggish Friday afternoon.
Totally. We've basically built our entire corporate infrastructure around accommodating those physical and mental
We
limitations.
have. It's just baked into how we do business.
But imagine stepping into a reality where you completely remove those constraints. Like you have a team member who can negotiate across 50 different customer conversations simultaneously.
While processing 100,000 data records in under a second.
Right. And maintaining the exact same flawless quality on their millionth task as they did on their very first. I'm Lex, your host, and alongside our expert guide, Vera, you are listening to the C9 Podcast Show.
Welcome to today's Deep Dive, everyone.
A massive welcome to the followers of the C9 business page, as well as any new listeners tuning in today.
So glad to have you with us.
If you are an Australian business owner or a C-level executive looking for a true structural competitive edge,
And not just another fleeting tech fad, right?
exactly, no fads here. If that's you, you are in the exact right place. Because today we're exploring a massive seismic shift in Australian business.
We're diving into the transition from AI tools to fully autonomous AI agents.
Because look, while 2024 was undeniably the year of co-pilots and kind of just dipping our toes in the water.
Yeah, 2026 has definitively become the year of the autonomous AI agent. The entire labor landscape has just fundamentally shifted.
From a model of assistance to a model of delegation.
Precisely. It's a huge leap.
So our mission for this deep dive is to break down what these agents actually are and why sitting on the sidelines doing nothing is actually compounding your operational costs every single day.
And most importantly, how to legally and technically integrate them into your enterprise right now.
Yes, the how-to is crucial. But before we get distracted by the shiny new technology itself, we really need to define the structural business problem that makes this tech so necessary in the first place.
Right, the root cause.
And honestly, it comes down to a fundamental misallocation of human intelligence.
The research for the McKinsey Global Institute highlights this perfectly, actually. They ran this massive workforce analysis
Across 47 countries, right?
at 47 countries, and the findings were just staggering. Between 30 and 60% of employee time is entirely drained by routine administrative work.
Wow. Up to 60%.
Up to 60%. We are talking about data entry, customer triage, compiling routine weekly reports, managing basic follow-up sequences.
Just think about your senior account manager right now. You are paying this highly skilled, expensive professional a premium salary to build relationships and close deals.
And instead, they're spending 3 hours a day just copying data from an email inbox and pasting it into your CRM.
Or digging through endless spreadsheets just to find a shipping status for a client.
Exactly. It's a massive drain on your absolute most valuable resource.
Now, the traditional corporate response to this bottleneck has always been to, just hire more people or buy another software dashboard.
Or run one of those brutal efficiency workshops.
Oh, yeah, everyone loves those. But in the era of AI agents, those are just expensive band-aids. The real underlying issue is architectural.
Right. Business processes were originally designed around human constraints, specifically sequential task handling.
Because humans can really only do one thing at a time.
Exactly. So we built workflows as a series of linear steps. Step A, then step B, then step C.
And those constraints just don't have to apply anymore, which leads to a core strategic misunderstanding across a lot of boardrooms right now.
A huge misunderstanding.
People think traditional AI accelerates tasks, which it does, but AI agents actually eliminate the need for human involvement in entire processes.
That's the key distinction.
Think of it like this, right? A traditional AI tool, like a basic chatbot or a writing assistant, is like giving your employee a much faster bicycle.
You still have to pedal.
Exactly. They still have to pedal, they still have to steer, but they get to the destination quicker. An AI agent, on the other hand, is like building a fully automated train line.
It completely removes the need for anyone to pedal at all.
Exactly.
Because an AI tool requires human initiation for every single action. It operates within one isolated application, and delivers an output for a human to review and then action.
Whereas an AI agent acts autonomously based on predefined triggers.
Right. It can coordinate across your CRM, your finance software, your email, all simultaneously. And it can actually reason about context.
Give us a real-world example of that, because it sounds a bit abstract.
Sure, take a professional services firm. In the traditional model, a new client lead comes in via the website.
Yeah.
A human has to physically open the notification,
Right.
check the CRM to see if this person has interacted with the company before, manually qualify the lead based on company size, draft a customized email.
Then log that activity back into the CRM.
Yes, and then set a calendar reminder to follow up next week.
All of which completely breaks their focus and pulls them away from deeper strategic work.
But with a bespoke AI agent integration, the entire mechanism changes. The lead arrives, and the agent instantly triggers.
No human input needed.
None. It retrieves the CRM history, scores the lead against your specific business criteria, generates a personalized follow-up in your brand's exact tone of voice,
Wow.
sends the email, logs the entire activity, and queues up the next step in the sales pipeline.
How long does that take?
It executes that entire multi-step workflow in about 30 seconds.
That's insane.
And it does it for every single lead, around the clock, without a human ever touching a keyboard.
Meaning your senior salespeople are now focusing solely on the high-value human element.
Exactly. Complex negotiations, building trust, closing deals. They aren't doing data entry.
And since these agents completely own processes end-to-end, the advantage gained by adopting them isn't just like an incremental step up. It's an advantage that compounds over time.
It really does. If you save an employee 10 hours a week and they reinvest those 10 hours into revenue-generating activities, that value snowballs.
Which means waiting to adopt is a massive competitive risk.
The data strongly supports that urgency, too. In just the first half of 2025 alone, there was a 119% growth in AI agent creation among first-mover Australian companies.
Over 100% growth in 6 months, that's huge.
It is. And Gartner projects that by the end of 2026, 40% of enterprise software applications will include task-specific AI agents.
Up from what, like 5% a year ago?
Less than 5%, yeah. The market is moving aggressively.
Okay, but wait. If I'm a business owner, my immediate fear is alienating my clients? I mean, historically, people hate dealing with automated bots. We all remember those clunky customer service chatbots from 5 years ago.
The ones that just trapped you in a loop of unhelpful menus.
Yes. Press 1 for this, press 2 for that. It was awful. Why wouldn't automating these core processes just ruin my customer experience today?
Look, it's a completely valid fear based on the trauma of those early generation chatbots.
Trauma is the right word.
But those old bots were just static decision trees. They couldn't think, right? They just followed a rigid script. The data on modern agents tells a completely different story.
Okay, what does the data say?
According to the Salesforce Agentic Enterprise Index, 64% of Australian consumers who interact with modern AI agents actually report higher customer satisfaction.
Wait, really? Higher satisfaction from talking to a machine instead of a human?
Yes, and that is significantly above the 46% global average, by the way.
That's fascinating. What is the actual mechanism driving that? Why are people happier?
It comes down to instant resolution and full real-time context. When a customer emails a complaint today, the AI agent's language model reads the intent instantly.
Right.
Through its integrations, it pulls the tracking number from the shipping software, cross-references the CRM for that customer's lifetime loyalty status.
So it knows if they're a VIP.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it drafts a custom resolution, like issuing a priority replacement, all before a human could even open the email tab.
So they don't put you on hold for 20 minutes while they switch screens to check an account balance.
Exactly. Because of this speed and accuracy, consumer expectations are shifting permanently.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, they don't want to wait for human empathy if the issue is just a missing package. They just want instant resolution.
And it's not just customer expectations shifting, right? The talent pool is shifting too.
Oh, absolutely.
LinkedIn's reporting shows that AI roles are the fastest growing in Australia. And top talent, the people who actually drive innovation.
They won't work for laggards anymore.
Right. Think about it. A high-performing executive isn't going to join a company where they are forced to do 60% manual data entry.
Not when they know a competitor down the street has automated all of that away.
Exactly, freeing them up to do the creative, strategic work they actually enjoy.
If you wait, you end up losing the efficiency war, the customer experience war, and the talent war simultaneously.
Which brings us to the operational reality. If the cost of delay is so aggressively high, how do businesses actually deploy these agents effectively?
It's the million-dollar question.
Because clearly, you can't just buy a subscription to a generic large language model, give your team logins, and expect it to magically redesign your business.
No, not at all. This is where we need to look at PwC's global analysis of AI implementations. They established the 80-20 rule.
Yeah, break that down for us.
So the artificial intelligence technology itself, the large language model that processes the text, that is only 20% of the value.
Only 20%.
Just 20%. The other 80% of the actual business value comes from redesigning your specific workflows around it and integrating it into your legacy systems.
Okay, so think of it like hiring the world's most brilliant business strategists, but then locking them in a windowless room with no internet and no filing cabinets.
That's a great analogy.
They have all this raw intelligence, but they're completely useless to your company because they can't actually see your data.
The integration is what gives them the files.
Right. But 98% of Australian organizations cite outdated IT architecture and data silos as their biggest barriers to actually doing this.
And overcoming that barrier requires an API. An application programming interface.
The bridge.
Exactly. An API is essentially a secure digital bridge that allows two completely different pieces of software to talk to each other.
Because your new AI agent doesn't natively know how to speak to a legacy inventory database from like 2010.
Right. The API translates the data. That API integration layer is your actual competitive moat.
Because an AI agent's intelligence is strictly bounded by the systems it can securely access.
Yep. It needs an API to read your CRM history, query your ERP for inventory levels, retrieve customer data from billing platforms like SAP or MYOB.
There are 6 high-value areas for this kind of integration, aren't there?
Yes. CRM integration, where the agent reads client history and logs activity. ERP and operations, where the agent flags supply chain anomalies.
Right.
Then there's customer service, finance and reporting, and internal knowledge onboarding.
But let's look really closely at document intelligence, because this blew my mind.
Oh, it's incredible.
An integrated agent isn't just reading a PDF like a human would. It is actively ingesting a 50-page commercial lease from your SharePoint server.
Extracting the specific liability clauses.
And then updating your company's risk register completely autonomously.
All of which requires the AI to be deeply and securely embedded into the systems your team already relies on.
And building that custom bridge between the AI intelligence and your operations is not something you can just outsource to the cheapest offshore bidder.
No, absolutely not. The research emphasizes why having an expert API developer based locally in Sydney, Melbourne, or Brisbane is vital.
Why is local so important for this specific tech?
Well, you need real-time collaboration during Australian business hours to map out these complex workflows.
Yeah.
You need developers who understand the specific quirks and nuances of Australian enterprise tech stacks.
Makes sense.
And crucially, you need local accountability under Australian contract law.
Right. Which brings us to the legal side. Building that local API bridge isn't just a matter of technical convenience or speed.
Not at all.
If you get it wrong, you are stepping on a massive legal landmine. Local developers are a strict legal necessity because there is a massive ticking regulatory clock right now in Australia.
Yes, the 10th of December 2026.
The deadline.
The Privacy and Other Legislation Amendment Act introduces sweeping transparency obligations for Australian businesses.
Specifically under Australian Privacy Principle 1.7, right?
Correct. Businesses are legally required to disclose automated decision-making processes in their privacy policies.
So if an AI agent autonomously denies a customer a refund or, scores a vendor's risk profile,
the business must be able to transparently explain exactly how that algorithm made the decision.
and the stakes for ignoring this are basically existential.
Oh, they are.
We are talking about penalties for significant privacy breaches by large organizations reaching up to $50 million.
$50 million. It's not a slap on the wrist.
No. And the Office of the Australian Information Commissioner, the OAIC, strictly requires what they call a privacy by design approach.
Which means embedding privacy protections and data governance directly into the technical architecture of the AI agent from day one.
Not as an afterthought.
Exactly. You have to clearly map decision authority. You need to know exactly which data points the agent can access autonomously and what actions require human sign-off.
And you have to build immutable audit trails into the system.
Meaning every single action the agent takes is permanently logged and explainable.
Okay, but hold on. As a pragmatic executive listening to this, why wouldn't I just deploy the tech today, grab that massive efficiency ROI to boost this quarter's numbers, and then just have my legal team retrofit a compliance policy right before the December 2026 deadline.
I get the temptation, but doing that is technically disastrous
Yeah.
and financially crippling.
Why?
Imagine an AI agent has been making undocumented decisions across your CRM and your finance platforms for 6 months.
Okay.
It has woven a tangled web of millions of autonomous actions. You cannot easily go back and untangle that neural network to prove compliance to a government regulator.
The technical debt would just be enormous.
Unmanageable. Governance must be principle number one. You map the governance, you build a secure API, and then you deploy in that order.
Okay, so we've established the API integration moat, and we've locked down the legal privacy by design framework.
Right.
The final piece of this puzzle is the human element. How does this reshape the actual organizational chart?
It's a huge shift.
Because let's be honest, there is a lot of anxiety out there about workforce replacement. People are worried about their jobs.
Of course. But the data shows the end goal isn't replacement, it's elevation.
Explain that.
Well, if we look back at that Salesforce Agentic Enterprise Index, they track situations where an AI agent had to escalate a customer issue to a human representative.
Okay.
Those escalations actually grew from 22% in the first quarter of 2025 to 32% in the second quarter.
Wait, if escalations to human workers are going up, doesn't that mean the AI agents are failing to do their jobs? Like they're getting worse?
Not at all. It actually means the system is working exactly as designed.
Really?
Yeah. The AI agents are handling the massive volume of routine data-intensive tasks perfectly in the background. What they are escalating are the complex, high-value exception cases.
Ah, okay.
The agents are getting highly sophisticated at identifying when a situation requires genuine human empathy, creative problem solving, or, nuanced high-stakes negotiation.
That makes a lot of sense, which is why 87% of AI practitioners explicitly state that agents augment rather than replace roles.
Exactly.
So how should an executive mentally reframe their team structure moving forward? Because you obviously don't just bolt a new piece of software onto an old job description.
Right. It requires a strategic redesign. Organizational researchers call this Principle 5, build the human layer around the agent layer.
Build the human layer around the agent layer. I like that.
Yeah, you no longer think in terms of AI versus humans. You build blended hybrid teams. You separate the tasks by their fundamental nature.
So the AI agents completely own the routine execution, like the data processing at scale.
And the human team members completely own the strategic judgment, the relationship building, and the vision.
We've covered some incredibly dense and vital ground today. Let's summarize this for everyone listening.
Good idea.
The window to adopt AI agents is wide open right now in 2026. The shift from basic AI assistant tools to end-to-end autonomous agents is a production-grade reality.
You see her?
But capturing that compounding value requires total workflow redesign, serious custom API integration to bridge your legacy systems, and strict privacy by design governance to meet the massive December 2026 legal deadlines.
And remember that 80-20 rule. The real competitive advantage doesn't come from the artificial intelligence model itself.
Right.
It comes from how deeply and securely it is integrated into your specific operational infrastructure.
Which is exactly why, to the Australian business owners and C-level executives listening right now, to build this technical foundation, you need the right partner.
You really do.
C9 is Australia's leading custom software, apps integration, and database developer company.
Their specialist API development teams in Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane don't just sell you off-the-shelf software subscriptions.
No, they build bespoke, governance-first AI agent solutions designed entirely around your specific legacy systems and your competitive context.
Because having that local expertise ensures your integrations are reliable, secure, and fully compliant with Australian privacy laws from the very first day of deployment.
Exactly. So take that crucial first step today. I highly encourage you to visit their website at www.c9.com.au.
That's www.c9.com.au.
Go there to see exactly what bespoke integration looks like for your specific business and what it takes to get it running safely in production.
And also be sure to hit that follow button on your app.
Yes, please do. And share this deep dive with any colleagues, board members, or peers who could benefit from this knowledge. It is a conversation every executive team needs to be having right now.
Absolutely. And I want to leave you with one final thought to explore on your own.
Let's hear it.
If AI agents become the primary way businesses operate over the next few years, the next competitive frontier won't actually be who has the best AI.
Really?
No, because every major company will eventually have access to top-tier agent models.
Hmm.
The true differentiator in 2027 and beyond will be who has the most unique proprietary human data to train those agents on. Because an AI is only ever as powerful as the specific operational knowledge it's fed. If tomorrow your AI agent successfully eliminated 60% of your team's busy work, do you actually know what new strategic mountains you would have them climb?
What a brilliant paradigm shift to consider. The battleground moves from the software itself back to the unique knowledge of your human experts.
Exactly.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. We will catch you next time.